What came first, the music or the misery? People worry about kids playing with guns or watching violent videos, that some sort of culture of violence will take them over. Nobody worries about kids listening to thousands, literally thousands of songs about heartbreak, rejection, pain, misery, and loss. Did I listen to pop music because I was miserable? Or was I miserable because I listened to pop music?
Good day, world. Good day, internet. My name is Alexander James Fruch. We are in the new year, but it seems it's the same old bag of shit nuts that it was last year. So, being that I am 1/5 of a machine, one part of a band called the Lexington Cure, I've decided that, we have decided that we want to play a game with you. We've decided to make a web series called Drugstore Fanboys, top 5 albums. We'll involve some of us from the band talking about the top 5 albums that we love either sonically or for emotional reasons or for other reasons. And so, with that being said, I want to play with you guys because I'm sick of playing with myself. But what I would like for you, the viewers, to do the same. Make a video about an album that meant something to you, means something to you still, for some reason or another. Explain why it means something to you, why it affected you, why it still affects you. And then, tag us on Facebook, respond to us in the comments section on YouTube, or hashtag us on Instagram, or skin tag us. Kyle, cue picture of skin tag, please. Gross. But anyways, so our new series, again, is called Drugstore Fanboys, and my name is Alex of the Lexington Cure, and I thank you for your time. And if you've ever wondered what music means to what society has deemed the mentally unfit, this is what it looks a little something like this. From Here to Infirmary by a band called the Alkaline Trio. Right here. And now, you youngsters out there, this is not the new fucking iPhone 27. This is what we geezers call a CD. And this, in fact, is that very CD, From Here to Infirmary. I think I was in high school the first time I heard a band member of mine from the band I was in one day said, "Hey, like, you gotta fucking hear this." And so we went out and sat in his van, and he put on From Here to Infirmary. And I remember I didn't say a fucking word. I sat there for the length of the album and listened to every song like I was studying it. And I didn't even ask who it was. I was, and then by the end, I had to like catch my breath a bit, and I was like, who the fuck was that? Like, he's like, Alkaline Trio, man. And then I put it together and said, oh, well, I've heard Goodbye Forever. And he's like, well, this is their new album. And so I said, well, like, this is amazing. Like, it just hit all the right spots for me. I remember I'm like, dude, you gotta let me borrow this. And so I borrowed it. And I remember I was like, I wasn't going to give it back until I was able to get my hands on my own copy, and so I remember I had it for about a week, and then finally I went and I just knew I couldn't be without that album. I needed it, like, on repeat constantly. And so I finally got my hands on it, and that was the first Alkaline Trio album I discovered, Is it my favorite musically, sonically? Maybe not, but it's the one that means the most to me because that's what kind of really developed my relationship with the band. In high school, everybody has like one band that's sort of like the soundtrack to your life at that point in time. And if you're a musician, you always have one person that you kind of mimic in the beginning of your musical career. And for me, that was both. Like, Alkaline Trio was that band that was a soundtrack to my high school, just to my life at that time. And they remained that band for quite some time, probably still to this day, even in some ways. And Matt Skiba, the lead singer, he was that guy that you ask anybody and they knew that I was infatuated with that fucking dude. That's actually why I got the bat tattoo. That's the same Matt Skiba tattoo that he had on the back of his arm. Now, I remember most probably the lyrics. That's when it hit me. Like, I always had an affinity for poetry and I had an affinity for music. I love both, but to the idea of combining the two, like, I'd never seen it done successfully. Like, it was, in my experience, to the knowledge at that time anyways. Of course, there are people that have done it very well. But to me, that was a fusing of the two for me. And I just remember like some of the lyrics. Like, I'll never forget Dan Andriano's the last track on the album, Crawl, where he says, "I could walk, but I will crawl there." And I remember just thinking that was so fucking pretty. It was beautiful. And Trucks and Trains, those lyrics, like these days go by like trucks and trains. Some hit so hard you barely feel a thing. Like that again, like just the imagery, and then just like the beautiful poetry of it was, it hit in all the right ways. Yeah, from everything here, from the cover art, something as simple as just the missing eyes, and there was a real satanic vibe about it, which was something I was really into at the time. I remember my brother and me were both we both had the Anton LaVey satanic Bibles and whatnot, and the verses, satanic verses and whatnot, and so that really kind of resonated with us. And just everything was there, and the whole thing was like an art piece. Like, even the disc itself, like, has the look as though the texture of gauze, and then there's surgical blades and gauze on the inside, and then it was just the whole package. It was just like well thought out. I really do. I miss tangible media like that. Like, I miss CDs. I never got into record collecting. So I miss CDs a lot, but you know, who knows? Maybe it'll come back one day. But yeah, anyways, that shaped me as far as a musician, songwriter. Like I said, I just, first couple of years of playing music, I just fucking ripped off everything they did. There's no easier way to put it. That was me. I just ripped it off. And so, but in that, appreciating this music and then finding other bands like similar to, and developing, it actually led me to develop my taste in music. What is now my taste in music. That was a jumping off point for me, and so that let me find my taste and find my kind of voice. Just it showed me that it was possible to fuse like a darker poetry and a darker kind of like content, but with pop music, pop punk music. I loved like the energy of pop punk. It was something I always appreciated, but the lyrics always kind of left something to be desired. And so this really was kind of life-changing for me, and it made me like the songwriter that I am today, for better or worse. I mean, I don't know really. I can't. That's not for me to judge, but it was definitely something that still to this day I call my favorite band of all time, probably most influential band for me of all time. And yeah, I'll forever be grateful to them for that music, for finding it at the time. I found it when I was meant to find it, when I needed it most, and yeah, it was fate, I think, to a certain degree. So my name is Alex Fruch. I'm from the band The Lexington Cure. This was the first episode of Drugstore Fanboys. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode. Take care. Hope everyone is happy, healthy, and safe. Bye.